Welcome to the next episode of the Dark Web Deacon. Before we begin, be sure to smash that subscribe button, click the bell to turn on notifications. New videos are published every Monday and Thursday, and as always, be sure to like and provide comments. In this episode, we will discuss 10 key things you can do to almost always remain anonymous online and protect your privacy. The 30-second version of this video is this: use the Tor browser, Signal messaging, a VPN, zero-knowledge email, zero-knowledge cloud storage, and zero-knowledge search engine services, limit what you post, check and restrict mobile app permissions, use privacy plugins for your browser, and dump your Home Assistant. Now for the details. People often say, I use encryption on everything, so I'm anonymous. This statement cannot be more incorrect. They are using privacy and anonymity interchangeably, and this is wrong. An encrypted message may protect your privacy, but encryption does not protect the metadata and thus your anonymity. I'm talking about who you're talking to, what is your location, what time of day you're speaking with them, for how long, how many messages, size of attachments you send, the type of communication, text message, email, voicemail, voice memo, video calls. All this information is not encrypted and is easily discoverable by sophisticated hackers, governments, or big business, all of which have varying degrees of mass surveillance apparatus at their fingertips. So the first suggestion is use Tor. Tor is the largest, most robust, and most effective privacy and anonymity software project, and the Tor project does great work in this space. The Tor network is a group of volunteer-operated servers that allows people to improve their privacy and security on their internet. Tor users employ this network by connecting through a series of virtual tunnels rather than making a direct connection, thus allowing both organizations and individuals to share information over public networks without compromising their privacy. Tor does not offer guarantees of complete anonymity, even for the web browsing, but is the best thing we've got at the moment. The Tor browser should be your go-to choice for desktop and mobile use. Next up is Signal. Signal is a best-of-breed encrypted messaging app that lets you send text messages and voice memos, as well as voice calls and audio calls. It looks and feels just like any other messaging app, but under the hood uses very strong encryption that, to the best of my knowledge, not even the NSA can brute force yet. Any network-level adversary can tell you're using Signal and knows who is talking to whom, for when, and for how long. The makers of Signal are well aware of these technical limitations and are researching ways to push the boundaries of what is possible. Metadata-resistant communication is an unsolved and a very difficult cutting-edge problem. The bottom line, Signal is one of the most secure, easy-to-use messaging apps available to date, and offers marginally more anonymity than any other app on the market. Tip number 3, use a VPN. VPNs don't make you anonymous, but they shift the source IP of the traffic to further obfuscate who you are. Unlike Tor, which bounces your traffic through 3 nodes spread across the internet, making it very difficult, if not near impossible, for an adversary to see what you're doing, a VPN simply shifts your traffic from your ISP at home or a coffee shop or restaurant that you're using to the actual VPN servers. That means the VPN provider can see all your traffic. An adversary, if they were to gain control of the VPN servers by hacking them, or by serving the VPN provider with a court order, can also see your traffic. VPNs are great, don't get me wrong, use them, but alone they provide very little real anonymity. Number 4, zero-knowledge email services. Google can read every email you send and receive. Office 365 scans everything you write. You have no privacy on any of these services. A service like Proton Mail, based in Switzerland, advertises zero-knowledge email and claims that it is mathematically impossible for them to hand over your email to a third party. So this type of security and anonymity within this type of email service really is a great way to keep yourself anonymous when communicating online. Number 5, zero-knowledge cloud storage. Like email services, Dropbox, and services of the like, open and examine everything you upload. Of course, you could encrypt everything before uploading your vacation photos or other documents to Dropbox, but the average user does not have the time or expertise to do this. If you do care about privacy and still want to use these servers, you can figure out how to use PGP, and you should. On the other hand, you could also choose other service providers that provide zero knowledge file storage. Spider Oak is one of them. It's based in the US and offers zero knowledge file storage. Tip number 6, zero knowledge search engines. Google, Yahoo, Bing, they're data vacuums. Everything you click, every action you take is recorded. DuckDuckGo, however, describes itself as the search engine that doesn't track you. It promises not to use cookies to follow users and says it doesn't collect any personal information on those who use it. Even your IP address is hidden, according to DuckDuckGo. Its founder, Gabriel Weinberg, is quoted as saying, "We protect your search history, even from us." Now, to be clear, searching the web with DuckDuckGo does not make you anonymous, but reduces your online metadata footprint both with advertisers and your local computer, since cookies are not dropped and stored there. Tip number 7, be careful what you post online. If there's something going on in your life you don't want the entire world to know about, and posting about it on social media, even if you think your privacy settings are fairly restrictive, may not be the best idea. There's a striking generational gap specifically on this topic. Older generations frown upon the idea of airing a lot of personal information online, while the younger generation that grew up with a cell phone attached to their face thinks oversharing is very normal and the right thing to do. Consider also that sharing a particular detail about your life may not appear sensitive on its own, but taking an aggregate with many other pieces of personal data can build up to a picture that you might hesitate to put onto a specific website, search engine, or social media forum. Number 8, mobile app permissions. First, delete apps you no longer use. There's no sense in having apps harvesting data on you if they serve no purpose in your life. Second, mobile apps, both iOS and Android, tend to request much more permission than they actually need, and are frequently caught extracting personal details from users' phones and transmitting these details back to the app maker. So be sure to check the permissions for apps you use frequently. Also, ask yourself, does the app really need to access my microphone? What for? Is it recording everything I say? What about GPS location tracking? Why do I need to turn this on? What locations is it tracking and keeping? Also, your address book. Why does a specific app need access to that address book? Why do they need access to all my friends, and what are they potentially going to do with this information? Tip number 9, use browser plugins like ad blockers and HTTPS enforcers. Tracking your every move online to build profiles on people is increasingly the business model of huge chunks of Silicon Valley. Google and Facebook are two of the largest players in this space, and they track you across the web and also in your real life. Installing an ad blocker is not a magic bullet, but like VPN is a small step to help scramble and obfuscate who you are, where you are, and all the metadata ad systems that like to pull in this data on you as part of the ad interaction. The Brave browser blocks and tracks by default. Adblock is also another good plugin that also has a good reputation and other extensions worth exploring. The plugin HTTPS Everywhere is another great plugin to ensure all your connections are over an encrypted HTTPS connection, and will it not allow you to connect to a page that only supports HTTP. And finally, tip number 10, dump your home assistant. If you value your privacy and anonymity above convenience, then Amazon Echo, Google Home, Amazon Ring are definitely on the chopping block. Unfortunately, there is no meaningful way to make them less privacy invasive while keeping their basic functionality intact. Extensive deployment of such assistants makes it clear the rapid erosion of privacy that is occurring due to big tech. It doesn't matter if you choose not to purchase and install one of these devices yourself sometimes. If all your neighbors own them and use them, then your privacy and anonymity is at risk. For example, if everyone else in your neighborhood has a ring recording everything that happens, then your movements in the real world are also recorded and tracked. So that is 10 tips on how to almost always stay anonymous online. If there's a tip I missed, be sure to add it to the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, please like, subscribe, and provide comments, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell in order to check out future videos published twice a week.